What's up, everyone? Welcome to Center Field. This is a Western Connecticut State University student program. I'm your host, Tiante Best, along with my co-host,
Stephen Wasserman.
And we're proudly joined by the head coach of Westcon's football team, Coach Joe Loth. How are you, Coach?
Doing great today.
That's great. Glad to have you here with us. Coach, congratulations on the big win. I hope you and your team enjoyed your success. Looking back at the senior day game, which aspect of the game was most exciting for you?
Well, I think the most exciting thing is letting our seniors go out their last home game ever at Western Connecticut with a victory. I mean, those guys realized pretty quickly how quickly 4 years goes, and it was great having them leave on a win.
Nice.
It was a tale of two halves for both teams, 44 combined points in the first half, only 13 in the second half. What did you and your coaches say at halftime to change the way the game was played?
Well, I don't know if we tried to change the way the game was played. We were pretty successful on both sides of the ball in the first half. We had the same game plan in the second half, and ultimately there were just less points scored.
That was probably the most emotional one of the season because it was senior day. Can you tell us about the seniors and what it meant to them to win their final game here at Westcon?
Yeah, it was a unique day because obviously we had 17 seniors played in the last game, and really we had 18 seniors because we had a kid, Austin Taucus, that was a freshman for us 4 years ago. And he actually passed away going into his sophomore year.
Oh.
And his parents walked, and his dad went out for the coin toss.
Yeah, that was cool to see.
And really, we played for Austin as much as we played for our seniors because he was part of that senior class.
It was very special for you to bring back his parents and allow them to still be a part of
very
the Westcon
special
family.
parents.
Yeah.
And your team really seemed up for the fight in this game. What is the challenge with trying to motivate your players while trying to maintain their emotions as well?
Well, I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but like every week's it's a one-game season. Our guys really prepared well. We just talked about what their program stands for, what our program stands for, and really try to make it a game of who wants it more and kind of who wants to prepare better.
In reference to emotions, did the seniors give their speeches yet?
No, they haven't given their seniors speeches yet, and this week, really starting today, we'll have our seniors come out and talk about what playing football meant to them for 4 years. Who they want to thank, and just kind of those things.
There won't be a dry eye in the room. Make sure there's
not
a box of tissues in there.
So your quarterback, Quinn Fleeting, who we had here last week on center field, had a really good game. 21 to 25 passing, 293 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, excuse me. Was he your overall offensive player of the game?
Yeah, he was our overall player of the game as a team, and he was the conference player of the week, too.
Right,
so
right.
he had a great game.
So if we tie that all together, Quinn had his best game of the season. He was a conference player of the week, and he was on center field. I think we have a lot to do with that, Coach.
Well,
I think we're his good luck charm. Quinn should come back.
So with Austin Calamita, who had the same situation,
So
got hurt the next week.
Oh! So, you know what?
Thanks, Keontae. No.
So moving right along. Your receiving core had a great night. Jawad, again, he's been consistent all season. He had 9 catches for 115 yards. D'Souza had a good game, and Captain Bobby even scored a touchdown. As the quarterback position coach, can you see the chemistry between the receivers and Quinn during practice?
Yeah, you can see it from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to now. I mean, every day we're getting better. We talked earlier in the season that we had all new receivers, had an all new quarterback, new running backs, and really that's a chemistry and something that develops over time. And we're excited because really everybody's back in that group except for Bobby Durham.
So you can see the development from week 1 to week 8, week 9, week 10.
Yep, from week 4 to week 9. I mean, it's every day is a little bit better. Yep.
Nice.
So in reference to Jawad, are there certain aspects of receiving and route running he's better at? So, for example, is he better at running deep routes versus short routes? What are his specialties as a receiver?
To me, he's really more of a true inside receiver. He can kind of catch bubbles. He can run kind of inside post. He can block. He blocks really well, plays with effort. So he starts off as an inside receiver. We play him at Z on the outside, and we'll run some post. But to me, his best part of his game is the inside receiver position.
So you've been preaching this all season, but you had 0 turnovers in this game from your offense. 0 fumbles, 0 interceptions.
Yep.
What changed in this game? What was different to allow that to happen?
I don't know if there's anything different, just something you work on and you keep, ball security drills and quarterback, just once again, the more you play with the receivers, the more you know where they're going to be at all points, and the more everything ties together. I just think the more we play together as an offense, the turnovers, as you see from the beginning to the end of the season, have gotten better and better every week.
So previously we mentioned that McKinnon and Patterson are both really good running backs with 2 different styles and distinctive running back skill sets. With Kyle being the power back and Khalil being the speed back, these guys are starting to make a classic combination. And combined, they have 4 touchdowns. After you evaluated their performance, what were their grades?
Yeah, they both had great games. I mean, Kyle, rushed for over 130 yards.
What else is new?
Yeah. but Quill, just importantly, had a couple touchdowns. And the third guy you throw in there is Mike Nickel, because Mike Nickel got some carries, and he's kind of playing that H-back. He's a tight end, he's a fullback, he's a tailback, he's a quarterback. So all three of those guys together give us a very unique running back position right now.
And speaking of Mike Nickel, we've seen him play at running back, fullback, tight end, quarterback. He's been a punter, and like you said, he's caught a couple passes.
He's the new Slash. That's what he is.
This whole season, we've been broadcasting your games on WXEI 91.7 FM. We've been calling Mike a five-tool player. So tell us about his versatility and his importance to your offense.
Well, the most important thing is for our team is he's the most unselfish guy I may have ever coached.
Okay.
And he's been our starting quarterback, took us to a bowl game. He was an all-conference first-team running back last year. And this year we've kind of moved him all over the place. And all he says is, Coach, I just want to play and I just want to win. I mean, he's just so unselfish. And really, it's the epitome of a great teammate.
Yep, great teammate, and that's part of the reason why you chose him as a captain.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And now he's probably gonna wear a T-shirt that says five-tool player.
I think we just gave him an idea.
So one of the non-statistical heroes of the game was cornerback Ryan Jarzovic, who was very effective in coverage. He only allowed one pass to be caught on his side. What did you see in Jarzovic that allowed him to be so dominant on the right side of the field?
Well, he just, played his game. He was disciplined in his fits and his alignments and kind of covering everyone. And just as important as I think Equan Brooks on the other side moved to corner. Really hasn't played corner a lot and did a great job on their number one receiver. And both those guys together really did a great job in the passing game.
Oh, yeah, Equan Brooks stepped in for Washington.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay.
Mass Dartmouth was the top rushing team in the conference coming into this game, yet you only gave up 123 yards. That's phenomenal. It seemed like it was a total defensive effort. So talk to us about the defensive effort stopping the run, and who was your overall defensive player of the game?
Yeah, we knew for us to win that game, we had to outrush them. And even though they're the leading rushing offense in the conference, they rushed for 300 yards. And when the game ended, we rushed for 180, I think, and they rushed for 124. So really the key for us winning. And then defensively, starting with our coaches, our players did a great job as far as fitting their fits and had a great plan, and they knew how good they were as far as running the ball, and overall they did a tremendous job. I mean, our overall player for the game, I think it was Dennis Flanagan as far as D-line wise, had a great game and kind of was spread out all over the defense, to be honest.
And Flanagan, that's 2 weeks in a row, I believe, right? So he's done a phenomenal job. So you finally get your bye week with only 1 week remaining of the season. If you had the option, would you had your bye week earlier or later in the season?
Yeah, nobody wants their bye week at this time of the season. We literally have a week off and you play your last game. But for us, it's not a bad time. It gets our guys a little bit healthier, gives 2 weeks to prepare for them, and it gives us a chance hopefully to get this last one and really finish on a great note. So it's an unusual time to have a bye week, but you got to do with what you got.
So what's your practice schedule like? Are the players getting more rest because of the bye week?
We try to do a combination. The two things you want to do is you want to get healthy, you want to get work, but you don't want to lose your edge either. I mean, you want to be able to, not lose your edge. So basically, practice-wise, we practiced. We gave them Sunday off, we gave them Monday off. Tuesday we watched film, and then Wednesday, Thursday we did a combination of good on good, our good offense, our top offensive players against our top defensive players. Okay. And then we had our young guys play a lot too. They scrimmage against each other. So you want to get everybody work, but you want to keep your edge too.
It sounds like a very effective week.
Yeah.
Like the most of the time, yeah.
How do you plan to rest your guys, but also keep them fresh and ready to go for next week's game?
Well, it's kind of part of it. Like we gave them off Sunday, Monday. Tuesday we watch film. We'll practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Saturday will be off. Then Sunday, because we play next Friday, we don't play next Saturday. Sunday kind of turns into our Tuesday practice. We give Monday off. Then Tuesday turns into our Wednesday practice, et cetera, to get ready for our Friday game.
So you move everything up?
Everything up. Moves up a day.
Yeah.
So the last two games have featured a lot of D-line rotation, and a lot of the backups have really stepped up. So what are the key terms of knowing who's going to play during the game?
Well, it all starts with guys knowing what to do. You know what I mean? If you don't know what you're going to do or play with effort, it's hard to play, on the defensive line or any position. So our guys are really learning the system. And then if you look at UMass Dartmouth, we had to play a lot of guys against them. The week before we played them, they had 120 plays of offense.
Whoa.
Literally the most probably in the country of any team. We held them to 64 defensively this week, which helps. but you've got to be able to play a lot of guys if a team could potentially run over 100 plays against you.
124 plays is a lot. So leading into that game, then that means they had to do a lot of conditioning at practice to be prepared.
Well, our defensive coaches do a great job. You know, on offense, you get conditioning all practice from running routes and 7-on-7 and stuff like that. Defense, so you probably don't get conditioned as much as an offensive practice because you practice apart. Yep. But our defensive coaches do a great job of whether it's pursuit drills or just actually running 40s and stuff to keep those guys in great shape.
Okay. So you conclude the season at Westfield State on Friday, November 11th. Offensively and defensively, which players have the toughest matchup, and also which players should we look out for?
As far as look out for them?
Look out for us to have a big game.
Well, hopefully it's the same cast of characters, right? Hopefully we're able to throw the ball. Quinn has a good game. Hopefully we're able to run the ball with Kyle and Khalil, and you'll see Mike catch passes, run, and all those things. And then defensively, it kind of starts with Kevin Maxen, our starting middle linebacker, and Brennen Diaz, who's the leader, quarterback of our secondary. And those guys have to have great games. And ultimately, it's a preparation week for us. And we just got to make sure we're prepared and over-prepared for these guys because we have an extra week to get ready for them.
Okay.
So WestCon is second in the conference, only giving up 105 rushing yards per game. We've talked about your D-line all season. But talk about the coach. Talk about the job Coach Kevin Jones has done in his first season at WestCon to do such a good job with your defensive line.
Well, I think he's done a good job, but giving up 105 yards of rushing is not just your defensive line; it's your linebackers, it's your secondary. Everything fits together. It's like a puzzle playing on defense.
Your whole defense.
So I think besides Coach Jones, it's Coach Guns and it's Coach Crandall as far as and Coach Lago, our secondary coach. All those guys putting together a great template for our defense, and we changed our defense this year. We changed our scheme. We went to a 4-3.
Yeah.
And probably the most encouraging thing for me as a head coach looking forward is I think we've laid the groundwork of having a great defense, hopefully from now on, because of our scheme and the way our kids play hard and everything.
So this is going to be your fourth time coaching against Westfield State. We know football games, well, you just said like a puzzle, but we also know football games are also like chess matches. Since this is your fourth time coaching against their head coach, Pete, do you feel like you know him or do you comprehend his coaching tendencies?
Well, I think, whenever the coach is kind of the same guy that's been there for 3 or 4 years, and he's been he's been there all 4 years. He was the D coordinator before he became the head coach. Okay. The defensively, they're similar to what they've done. I think they've got a new D coordinator this year, and offensively, they're similar to what they've done the last 2 years. So I think as much as having that extra week to prepare for them allows us to kind of confirm that what they're doing the same or what they're doing differently.
Okay.
So this season, Westfield State has started 3 different quarterbacks. Does that make it harder to scout them?
Yeah, to a point, because I think a couple of kids have gotten hurt and they've kind of had a revolving door a little bit because kids have had injuries. Hopefully you see whoever plays tomorrow is the guy that we'll see the following Friday if he doesn't get hurt. So hopefully you're able to kind of figure out who the quarterback's going to be based on their last game they played.
Right. Okay. This team has only 2 seniors on their entire roster as well. What can you try to do to take advantage of that inexperience?
Well, at this point of the season, it doesn't matter how many seniors, freshmen, whatever, because if a kid is a freshman and started for 10 games, it's like he's a veteran anyway. So, having 2 seniors and a bunch of young guys playing early is a factor earlier. By the end of the season, it doesn't make any difference.
Because they already got that team chemistry. They already kind of know what they're doing.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, Coach Loth, thanks for joining us. I hope you finish the season with a victory. Good luck next week. And up next, we'll be joined by 2 of WestCon's defensive players, linebacker Kevin Maxen and defensive back Brennen Diaz. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Center Field. I'm your host, Tiante Best, along with my co-host,
Katie Kelly. How's everybody doing today?
and we're proudly joined by 2 of WestCon's star players, defensive back Brennen Diaz and linebacker Kevin Maxen. How you doing, fellas?
Doing
Good,
well.
thanks. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to center field.
Thank you.
So, first you, Diaz, then Maxen. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Oxford, Connecticut. I went to Oxford High School, playing high school football there. I was a quarterback and outside linebacker.
Okay. And
I'm from the town over, Southbury. Went to Pomperaug High School. I played against his brother a couple of times.
did you pop him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And, well, both towns aren't far from here, so which of your family members comes from Oxford and Southbury to the home games here?
For me, I got a big family, so whoever
Nice.
can make it. Senior night, I had basically the whole family here except for
Nice.
my oldest sister.
That's special.
But, yeah.
Yep. And you?
Yeah, my mom usually comes to all of my games, and then a lot of my aunts and uncles, they usually come up. My brother just finished at Central, and then University of New Haven. So it's like a big family event Saturdays. We love our football. So.
Congratulations to
Thank you.
Big Bro.
Thank you.
And,
Well, twin.
Oh,
Twin.
you're a twin.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So how does it feel to be away from your twin at certain times?
Well, we went to different schools. Like I haven't really been around him too often for the past 5 years, but like we text all the time, and like I want to follow him in his footsteps and go back and make him proud and play again. So
That's great.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool. And then, well, what class are you guys in? And what's your major?
I'm a senior, and my major, I came in as a marketing major freshman year, and I ended up changing it to American Studies, and I loved it. Haven't looked back ever since. So.
I'm a sophomore. I transferred here, so I should have actually graduated already. So I'm behind the mark a little bit, but I'm also an American Studies major, changed from HPX. I love reading, love history, so I figured it was a thing to do, and Diaz kind of convinced me to keep going with it.
So as social studies majors, you guys want to be teachers? What's the plan?
There's a couple fields that we could go into. Big things, law school. One you could teach museums, become a museum curator, also requires more schooling. And you can get certified by the state. Just because you're an American Studies major doesn't necessarily mean you're an education major, but you can also teach with it that people do. So do you have options?
Okay.
I would like to work doing something in the school, either teaching or being a professor, but ultimately I want to be a football coach.
Nice.
I love football, and that's the life I want to live, just going to school if I have to, finding a job, just being around football 24/7.
What level? Like you looking more high school or college?
Well, I coached at high school the past 4 years.
Oh wow.
Which high school?
So Pomperaug.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've kind of been there and done that. So
Yeah.
I want to get into the college. I think it's everybody's dream to go to a big school, but anywhere where there's a good tradition, good program, good culture, that's fine with me.
How about you, Brennan? Any coaching in your future, possibly?
I know my dad's coached a lot ever since he stopped playing college ball. But I mean, I've been playing football a long time, so maybe not immediately, but I might come back to it. It's probably inevitable.
Maybe you guys will be on the same coaching staff one day.
maybe.
That'd be
Never
cool.
know.
Let me get some tickets if you go to the big school.
Yeah. So, Brennan, you are the president of the Adventure Club, which organizing many trips. You're also an honors student. You work for WCSU Career Services, and you're a full-time athlete. So any school will be fortunate to have you. What makes WCSU so special that you've invested so much time and so much effort into our school?
Personally, no matter what school I went to, I had that feeling. I wanted to give back no matter what, providing it's giving me the opportunity to play a sport that I love, and most importantly, get an education to go on into the workforce. The thing that attracted me to Western was the diversity, the honors program as well, with the academics, and then also the coaching staff here. So kind of all three of those kind of just put hands down, this was my best choice. So.
Excellent.
Now, both of you are full-time students, and playing football here at WestCon is like a full-time job. Both of you know it's like 40 hours a week. So how do you balance your academic schedule and playing football?
I think the biggest thing is to have a lot of discipline, be very self-disciplined. If you set standards for yourself and kind of just know what you have to do, set priorities, schoolwork's always first, and then football and everything else is secondary to that. If you can follow that and like I said, be as disciplined as possible, get to bed, make sure your work's done, then it's really no problem. It's enjoyable.
I mean, going off what Kevin said, time management is the biggest thing for me. But I mean, with discipline, if you have a goal, if you want to get an education, if you want to play a sport that you love, that should be your goal. Those should be your priorities. So you have to put in the work and discipline to get it.
That's actually something that we discussed with Coach. Like we talked about, like the most successful people that I've ever met, and Coach too, are the people who are goal oriented and have good time management. So both of you will be successful at whatever it is you want to accomplish.
Hope so.
If you stick to the same ethics.
Yeah.
Brennan, I know you're a senior, so if you could sum up your 4 years here with WCSU football in one word, what would it be?
One word.
One word.
I'll compromise. I don't think I could give a one-word answer, but I could give you a statement.
All right.
Basically, it's a grind.
It's a grind.
It's a grind. That's the shortest way I could put it. From coming in freshman year all the way to senior year, it's a grind. It's a process. You got to be willing to put in the work because it's not going to be given to you. Nothing in life is. You learn that pretty quickly, especially coming to college. You might not have learned it in high school, but coming to college, you will. And it's a grind. So stick through it, and you could have some serious success.
No one knows that better than you, with all you've accomplished here and all you've done. And you're top 10 in the conference. Word on the street, so it's awesome.
So both of you have been playing football for some time. So who were your football idols while you were growing up?
Well, for me, it was the guys playing above me at Pomprog when I was in middle school. We were pretty good. We won states in 2004 when I was in 6th grade.
Okay.
So
That was Mike Kilt and the crew?
That was Mike Kilt, Rosati, all those great guys. And a lot of my friends had brothers on the team.
Nice.
So we kind of knew each other, and they were always so respectful to me and my brother and my mom. Like we'd see them at the pizza places and stuff. And it was just so cool seeing them. And they were men, they were so polite, and it was just everything that you wanted to be as a kid. Like they were great role models. So basically them.
Okay, cool. And what about you, Diaz?
I mean, similar to Kevin, growing up in a town, I mean, at the time when I was growing up, we never had a high school, so everyone went to Seymour High School, the town over. So once again, being brought up in an environment where football was like a thing for guys to do and to go and be great at it, not just football, but other sports, I kind of dwelled on it, and then having older brothers who started to play kind of just got the ball rolling for me. But I'd say looking at NFL, I think growing up, when I was a younger kid, I started following football heavily like 2002, 2003, when the Carolina Panthers went to the Super Bowl. So Julius Peppers was the DM there, so,
All right.
so I'd watch him.
That's awesome. So we saw an exceptional performance out of WestCon football on Saturday against UMass Dartmouth. I thought it was by far one of the best games that I've seen all season. Can you give us any comments on what drove that?
I think we were really focused. Having it be senior day, we want to send the seniors out on a high note. And we knew that UMass, they're a pretty good football team, so we were up for the challenge. Defensively, we enjoy the pressure. We love having a challenge on our plate. But I think most importantly, knowing the situation with Austin, like Coach Loth mentioned earlier, that was really emotional for us. I never even knew him. But just seeing like some of the guys get so emotional, like Flanagan and TJ Day, I'm starting to tear up thinking about it right now. Like it gave us a reason to go out and play, and especially for his dad who coaches the D line with us here. It was for him. It was for his family. So I think that was important to me to make sure. I'm sure it resonated with everybody else.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, Maxen, your teammates must have a lot of respect for you. You're a sophomore and you were selected as a captain. That's typically a senior's role. Tell us about your maturation process from your first year on the team until this year.
Well, this is my first year on the team. Like I was here in the spring,
wow.
but I hadn't played football since 2011. I was at Endicott for a semester. So, like I said, coaching kind of helped me grow a little bit, know how to relate to players, because we got a lot of younger guys. Like almost everybody's younger than I am. So like being able to relate to the younger guys and being able to relate to the coaches almost at the same level, I think that kind of helped my leadership. But like we had a game captain thing, and I was named the game captain early on. I think it was week 3.
Yep.
And like one of the challenges for me was just earn it every week.
Yeah.
That was something that I wanted to do. But it's real easy to be a leader like that when you have great guys around you. the best leaders have good followers, and the best leaders are good followers, and it all kind of goes into one.
That was a good quote. Say that again. I'm going to
Yeah.
write that down.
No, but it is kind of just like a process. Just stay with the process and be as consistent as possible with my effort and everything that I do on and off the field. So.
They say the best athletes are always a student of the game, and it seems like you really take that to heart.
Yep.
I was also wondering, you've had an excellent season this year. So what do you think you did really well this year, and what's kind of on the menu to improve for next year when you come back as a junior?
Well, I think my preparation, I think that helped a lot, like watching film and doing everything, going to meetings, and just being involved during practice, I think is one of the bigger things. You know, most of the times when we come off the field, the first thing we do is talk to each other. Do you get this? What do we have to do next time we're on the field to improve? So I think just going through that process helped a lot. And I think next year it's just getting more comfortable. Like I said, I haven't played in 5 years. So every game, every snap, I'm getting a little more used to it. So
Getting that feel back.
Excited, excited for what's to come, yeah.
So Maxen, you're top 10 in the conference for tackles, 7th to be exact with 64. What's your personal top 3 favorite plays? And then walk us through one of those plays by quarter, down, and distance.
It's going to be a difficult one. Well, really, it's strange. I was talking to Brennen before this. You don't really notice the plays that you make because you're so in the moment. It's more of the plays that your teammates make that really stick with you. So one of our other linebackers, Dominic Carr, he made a great play. It was Fitchburg. I think it was 4th down, and we ran mash. And we always joke, me and Carr always joke about running stunts and stuff, who's going to go first and whatnot. So he just started yelling, shoot, shoot, shoot. And all of a sudden, like the play was to my side. I got blown up. And all of a sudden, I see the running back. He stopped like 4 yards in the backfield. Like, who the heck made that play? And there's Dom just gets up and kind of just, it was great to see. But you love when your teammates make a good play.
See, Coach Loth did tell us you were an unselfish guy. I knew you'd say somebody else's play was your favorite play.
Yeah.
My favorite play of yours was that pick 6.
Yeah,
Give yourself a little credit.
Yep.
That was great because that was like a game-changing moment where it was 7 minutes into the game, score 0-0. You get that pick 6, the game changes.
They in this, like I said before, it's all about the preparation. Like we knew on film when they were in that set, when the back motioned out, what play was coming. And they ran the play before. I said, all right, if they do this again, this is exactly what's going to happen. Beat the receiver to the spot. So that's really just what I did, and just tried. I didn't know where the end zone was, to be honest with you, so I just kept running.
About to hit the fence.
But no, just to get the team going on that kind of roll. I think it carried over for the rest of the game and into last week too. So that's pretty exciting.
And Diaz, not to be outdone by Maxen, you're also top 10 in the conference, right? With interceptions. You got 3 interceptions, right? And then walk us through your favorite play. Quarter, down, and distance.
For me, I mean, kind of piggybacking off of what Kevin said earlier when we were talking about when other guys make plays. For me, it was big picture, being a senior, like this is my last ride.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was against Mass Maritime. We're 1-4. We won our first game against Hartwick, lost 4 close games. So it was heartbreaking. We were halfway through the season. We're 1-4. We could throw in the towel. We could quit. We're playing a very good Mass Maritime team. We go in there, play with them, and we're down 34-35 with 2 seconds left, and our freshman kicker comes on the field. Everyone's on the sideline. I'm holding Mike Washington, one of our corners, heads down, and he boots it with 2 seconds left. Time expires, and it just goes in the right upright. So we run it onto the field, tackle
That's crazy.
them.
That's like the stuff you only see in a movie.
Yeah.
Right? It must feel like amazing to be a part of that.
Yeah, so being how it was 1-4 and to go to another place and to win was big for me. So,
Makes it all worth it. That feeling right there.
all hard work, yeah.
Well, that's it for us this week. Diaz and Captain Maxen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
It's the final game of the season. Good luck.
Thank
Get
you.
the W.
Yeah.
All right. She's Katie Kelly on air. I'm Tiante Best. We'll see you guys next week right here on Center Field.